Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and more specifically, and for the love, our Burgundy Ballers, welcome back to another episode here on the Ballin and Burgundy podcast. You have myself and Andrew Ribbon, the BIB fellas tonight, so we got half capacity. But we got Kenny, we got Reb, we got the fellas of the On The Fence podcast. Fellas, welcome to BIB.
Thank
Hey,
you.
happy to be here,
Thank you for
man.
having us, man. We're pumped to do this.
Nah, man, absolutely. Y'all been killing it. Y'all fresh onto YouTube in these past few weeks, so welcome to the space. It's a competitive space, and the algorithm is a son of a bitch. But you will just keep out this thing. Y'all got this. Y'all got this.
We appreciate the
Thank you,
love,
bro.
man.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate
Yeah,
you
man.
for having me.
Nah, welcome, guys. We all know why we're here. Week 9 previews, predictions, Commanders at Giants. Before we get into that, I need y'all to do some housekeeping. Like and subscribe here on BFB. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. We're nearly 100 away. Hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free and takes 2 seconds of your time. Instagram, TikTok at Ballin and Burgundy Podcast. Twitter at BIB Podcast. Win too, because Twitter hates long usernames. I absolutely hate we can't just be this all across the board. And for Kenny and for Reb, On The Fence Podcast on YouTube, at On The Fence Podcast on Instagram, and I believe on Twitter if y'all haven't gone there already. And then their individual Instagram links all down in the description. And right up here above Andrew's head will be their YouTube channel. So go hit that, go give them a subscribe, get them to 100 to 250 to 500, and support them the way you've been supporting us and all our sponsors along the way. Gotta show love where credit is due. But let's get into this. 1 p.m. at MetLife, what I call METLIFE Stadium, with the worst field in the league. Commanders 6-2, the best record I think I've seen in my lifetime watching football. Definitely in Andrew's lifetime watching football. Travel on to take the $140 million man and Danny Two Nickels, Danny Dimes, with one of the best rookie wide receivers, even with 2 games out with this concussion, of Malik Neighbors, Brian Burns, Sexy Dexys, Kayvon Thibodeau, and those 2-6 New York Giants. Lord have mercy, last time we played them, it was god-awful.
Was it most field goals in ever to win a game?
In Washington history, yes, 7 field goals to
Yes, it was.
to
21
exceed.
Yeah, 21.
I think that was when the legend of Austin Cyborg.
Yeah. Cyborg solidified his contract and maybe his statue at Northwest Stadium with that performance. But how are we feeling going into their home, our second divisional game of the year, and it's already week 9? How are we feeling going in this?
I'm personally feeling a lot more optimistic than usual. Usually going into Giants week, I'm never feeling great because we always play them not as well as we should. And that was even the case this last time that we played them, when we didn't score a single touchdown, but still pulled off the win. Hopefully we don't have a repeat of that. I think we're going to see what we did wrong from that last time we played them. I think we're going to correct our mistakes. We're going to play hard. Just my main thing is we need to be protecting Jayden as he's still recovering from that rib injury, especially on MetLife turf. I don't want to see any other serious injuries on our team, but we should win this one. So got to make it happen.
Yeah, man.
I agree with that, man. I think that this is one that needs to be won, but that turf monster. You saying that reminds me that it's a Bobby Johnson revenge game because it's the first time he's going back to New York since leaving there. So that could be something that's there to watch. Maybe the O-line might give it a little extra oomph.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you this, man. Going into this game, I know a lot of people in our fan base think that this is the ultimate trap. I know a lot of people saying this is the trap game. But one of the main things I want to take away, and I think that I have been emphasizing in terms of our fan base, we cannot live in the past. We cannot have that mentality. This is a new regime, okay? This is not the Dan Snyder era. This is a new era. We got to come in with a whole new mentality, a whole new thought process. We're going to come into this game, and I feel like DQ, Cliff, they got them boys prepared. We ready to come out. We're going to be ready for war. It's the second time that we're playing them. I think Cliff is going to have some wrinkles in the offense. DQ, they're going to know what to prepare for because they already seen them before. And I think that with our coaching staff, we're actually going to be better prepared since it is our second time around. And I told, and the same thing I said, listen, the first game, we won by 7 field goals. It was the second, now that we know who our kicker is for the future, okay with that. I said going into halftime, I said, you know what? I said, I promise you. Went into halftime at the stadium, right? Everyone's pissed off. I was with my boy Jerry. He was like, man, I'm pissed, bro. We're not freaking scoring. Man, I said, calm down. Calm down, bro. Let me tell you what's gonna happen. This is exactly what's gonna happen. We're gonna win this game by field goals. I told him, and I said, we're going to know who our kicker is for the future. And I said, I will rather have that because our offense was running. It was just our red zone that
Yeah.
we kept shooting ourselves in the foot. They didn't beat us. We beat ourselves. It was penalties after penalties after penalties. And I said, you know what? I said, maybe this is something in disguise, a little blessing in disguise. And that blessing was Austin Seibert. So I'm okay. This week coming in, I think we're gonna be prepared. I think we really are. It's always a good matchup, and it's gonna be well fought in the trenches, as it always is, especially between our teams, because it's two good defenses. Technically, on paper, it's looking like two good defense going against each other. And I mean, but their offense is 10 times worse than ours. So with that being said, we got the upper hand. So
Yeah,
that's my take going in.
you're definitely right. Definitely right. But yeah, Bobby Johnson returned to the Giants, and hopefully our O-line plays well against, again, on paper, one of the better defenses we'll play this year. And yeah, Austin Seibert got his contract guaranteed because of that game. But these red zone penalties, Andrew and I and Chris and Justin, the whole crew, and Rio and Josh and Tone and Corey and y'all, we have been homing on this one issue the entire year. Red zone offense. Wait, what? 6 penalties against the Giants last time in the red zone alone, and 3 or 4 of those were costing me. I think Lucas had one, and I think Wiley had one, and they were mostly false starts or ineligible man downfield. We had the same problem against Carolina, and just had the same issue with Da Bears. Oh, red zone. I don't know what that is.
And it's
I
at
feel
home.
like that happens. Well, not even just that. It's really against good defenses. I noticed that we play really good defenses.
You're right.
They tend to stall us out in the red zone a lot more. And that's one thing about this Giants team is like that D-line is crazy. Like that D-line is crazy, but they've been giving up a lot of ground yards.
Yeah.
They're actually the worst in the NFL right now when it comes to yards given up. I think they're giving up 5.4 right now, which
It's
is
crazy.
Interesting for us because we're one of the best running teams. So I think that's going to be that wrinkle. I think you're going to see a lot more exotic runs. This is going to be one of those games where they go to Anthony Lynn and they're like, all right, we want to run the ball. What do you think we should do today?
Yeah.
That's going to be a big strong point for us this week because, I mean, we've got 2 really solid RB1s. And as long as B-Rob's playing, because I know he's been on the injury report, that's going to be a big advantage for us that we need to take advantage of. So need to see that. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So Cornelius Lucas, our right tackle or left tackle is confirmed out for this game with the ankle injury. So Coleman is I don't want to say it's his official full game start because they've been doing this rotation ever since we drafted him, but he'll fully take over. B-Rob questionable with that hamstring, but we're getting Cleveland Farrell back. We're getting Luvu back. We're getting Biotish and Coleman and Jayden and Terry and Oldmead all full. You know, they were all limited to full throughout the week, and they've been confirmed for this game. And then Giants-wise, they're going to be out their punter and the Scottish Hammer, Jamie Gilligan, and they're going to be out their like second kicker in Greg. No, again, in Greg Joseph, and then they have two questionables with a receiver and a linebacker, but they're getting Tyrone Tracy Jr. back, who I think has a great future in the Giants. Pair him up with Neighbors as a receiver. You've got a deadly, running duo and receiving duo right there. So I love them. But they're going to be out their second kicker. They're going to elevate Jake something. I forget his last name off the practice squad. Your third kicker you're going to be on. You're on pace with us. The third one in 2 games against us.
We're going the wrong direction.
We're going the wrong direction. You
we
keep
went
going
the right way.
Yeah.
We made 2 lefts and made the correct right.
Right.
They're still making the wrong lefts.
I think they're just playing on NASCAR mode. They just keep going left the entire damn time, and without their punter. So I know they're going to keep going with 4 downs. I don't know. They're just going to have Danny just keep throwing arm punts to punt the ball. I don't know what they're going to do. But the fact we're not like heavily injured I feel like for once, even this season, we've been out without a few guys going into each game. And I don't know who the inactives are going to be. It's probably going to be Hartman. It's probably going to be McGee. It's probably going to be Allen just because he's injured. Probably going to be like Bryson Tremaine or Mitchell
Hampton.
Tinsley, like Dom Hampton, who I really liked coming out of Washington. And I mean, we were talking about it off stream, and Andrew, you keep hearing me harp on this about Jordan McGee. Y'all go watch the real. I said he's gonna be the steal of the draft. He hasn't played a goddamn snap, and he signed his mug. He hasn't played a goddamn snap. I'm just like,
I actually love Jordan McGee, bro.
Yeah.
Like that was the reason why I not only did I get his autograph because he's one of my I actually like him, not just because he's a Commanders player, but I like him coming out of college. I did a lot of research on. Plus, you know, I mean, DQ and his linebackers, man. He knows how to pick them, and AP knows how to pick them. I'm gonna tell you that. Okay, DQ knows how to coach them up. AP knows how to pick them. Let me just clarify that.
Yep.
Because you already know what he did over in San Francisco with putting those tandems together.
Hey.
So with that being said, man, Jordan McGee, you know, him coming off, obviously he potentially may be inactive for this game, but I feel like at some point, I feel like him and Wagner will be in the middle, and you can leave Louvu on the outside a lot more than just third down.
Yeah, they might switch up that and start
I
running
feel
a
like
lot more 4-3.
He gets up to speed.
Yeah.
After cutting Jamin Davis and having a lot less edge presence, I think that would be something I'd like to see. The reason McGee has not been playing very much is because we have a stacked linebacker room right now, and he doesn't really have that opportunity with Bobby Wagner and Frankie Louvu in front of him. So, I mean, I liked him too. I think all of us like that pick. He's got a lot of potential. So if he can start seeing some snaps in the middle of the defense, I'd like that. So
yeah, I like it. It would be good. I remember a tweet going out, I think it was from John Common. I think you guys tweeted it earlier this morning that we ranked the 11th scoring defense and the 13th defense in yards, which if we come out of this game and it stands better, that'd be our best statistical showing since 2005 when they were scoring yards and 9th in both the D areas. Our defense has stepped up these past 4 weeks. We were one of the worst defenses the past 2 years, and weeks 1 through 4. Weeks 5 through 8, top 10 defense.
Top 10.
I
mean, yes, we played lesser in terms of our opponents.
Yeah.
But have we, though? Because some of those teams that are considered lesser, like the Cardinals, everybody was like, oh, y'all beat the Cardinals, and then the Cardinals turn around and beat the Niners. Like, are they really lesser teams? The Bengals, they're not getting as many wins, but it's not easy to play against Cincinnati.
They're a good team
that plays against them gets beat up. Like, those wins are like hard earned. Like, it just speaks to the coaching staff, though. Like, I think all of that defense is that staff, like Ken Norton and Joe Witt, like they're really turning it around. And I say Ken Norton because I was watching that Mikey Sanders mic'd up, and I just saw that Ken Norton was the one on the sideline talking to the whole defense and was like, no, we got to get after it. And I just know that energy is really transpiring. You see how the players are playing. Like, they really got a strong brotherhood. And I think defense, they're picking it up big time. Even St. Juice, even though he's too grabby.
St. Groupie. That's what we call him here. St. Groupie. That's what we call him here. St. Groupie. I give Tone the credit for that. That's what we call him. But yeah, I mean, BSJ. I tweeted this in the live stream with Josh and Rio on Bleacher, but y'all can go rewatch that over on the corner. I was making jokes the past two episodes of we gotta have betting odds here in this Washington community. I say over under 1.5 penalties on BSJ because he loves his DPIs, his defensive holdings, his pass interferences, just everything. I'm like, we need to start having betting odds on this man.
It's so bad, bro.
We won't let us
at this point. We have better odds of Kamala and Trump. Might as well on BSJ.
Damn.
No,
I mean,
listen, can I bring this up really quick? Well,
go ahead.
I guess I'm gonna talk about it. I want to talk about Mr. Adam Rank. I just want to talk about Mr. Adam Rank and, and why. And just why. Like, He's just in absolute shambles once again. Like I just don't get it. I don't get what does he have against us. I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't
He's
know.
salty.
Yeah,
He's salty.
He got to be.
he like
has
wants to
nothing
be
more
a
than that.
fan, but like he has to double down on all the stuff he said about us. So I just feels like he has to stay. He's like, oh, I just can't do it. No way. No way. The Commanders are good. They're fleeky.
Like,
okay.
like, dude, I get it. Your Bears lost on a Hail Mary, but you guys couldn't score really until the fourth quarter. Y'all were doing absolute nothingness. That game really should have been like 28-14. If we complete on even let's complete on half those red zone drives, there's 14 added up again on the 15. There's 29. There's 29 right there.
It was sort of a repeat of that Bears game with that red zone offense, the small errors, the penalties. Yeah, if we clean that up, it would have been a very different outcome.
Absolutely, they should have went up like 2, and they took back like 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
all because of penalties. So like all those type of things definitely play into that. I think the Bears, are oftentimes saved by their defense, and we saw that again. Like that Bears defense is legit. That's the most legit aspect of that team, and I don't think they get enough credit for it. Just like the Giants, and that's what I'm really like worried about. But earlier on, when you all were talking about the middle of the field, it started making me think about tight end play. I feel like the Giants are kind of susceptible in the middle of the field as well too, and I think that our tight end might be able to get up on that.
I hope so.
Zach Ertz need to have a day. That's what
Speaking of Zach Ertz, y'all notice? I don't know if anybody else noticed in that Hail Mary that like he actually tipped the ball back. I don't think anybody's really talking about it, but the more and more I watch that play, and I've been watching it a whole lot, but the more and more I watch that play, you notice a black glove go up at the ball before it goes back. So I feel like the Bears, yes, messed that up, but let's just give Zach Ertz a shout out for influencing that play positively, because without that little bump, that ball would have gotten knocked down for sure.
Thank you, Zach Ertz and Tariq Stevenson.
Thank you to both of them.
Man,
Mr. Stevenson himself.
that boy getting benched in the Bears next game. We know he's getting benched.
Bro, I could only imagine what they did to him in film study. Oh my God.
If they didn't tear him a new one, I don't know what they're doing.
They did.
I would have loved to be there.
I don't even think he's gonna play this week. He may be on special teams.
I mean, he's special, all right. I don't know if he needs to be part of the team, but he's special, all right. He's just hyping up, just we got it. As they're 6 yards down the field. By the time we get to the red zone,
down the field. By the time he was turning around yet.
Man,
confident.
I've never seen that in my entire life of watching football. Have I ever seen a player taunt and then turn around and be the reason why they lost? Like, I've never. That is going to go down in history.
He was just hyping up. By the time they get to the goal line, he's like, huh? Oh, fuck. Tip. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I have a feeling we'll be talking about him for a long time.
Oh, for sure.
For good reason.
Yes, we will. And can we give it to Forbes for the sportsman like?
That was nice. That was a good moment for Forbes.
I gotta give it to Forbes for that, man. That was good sportsmanship. And he even talked about it in an interview post with Chick Hernandez, and he said the reason being is because he knew how it felt to be in that same position. He said last year he was in the same position where he lost when we lost on the Hail Mary. We didn't lose on a Hail Mary.
No, but he was getting burnt beat.
He got burnt beat on a Hail Mary pass. He said, I just remember being in that same position. And he was like, I told the guys, like, you know what? Let me help him up, man. So it says a lot about his character. He play a little better on the field, but it says a lot about his character, at least.
For sure.
For sure. You're talking about Adam Rank. I want to go to someone on Get Up this morning where they were talking about trades and who needs this and who says no. Mike Tannebaum.
What did he say?
This is the Commanders related. I just get hot off of this. They were talking about who needs what. So they brought up the Browns and the Detroit Lions. For those who are living under a rock, Aiden Hutchinson is out for the year. Towards ACL and I believe his MCL, got a successful surgery. But he was on pace for like 20 sacks this season. He would have gone off. Although I have Xavier McKinney as defensive player of the year. That's just on me.
Ball.
But he was saying, oh, the Lions should trade for Myles Garrett. I'm thinking, okay, Myles Garrett, Cleveland's going to go on a fire sale. They're looking at like hot garbage, even with Jameis Winston crab legs at quarterback. So I'm thinking, all right, maybe give up a first, maybe give up and a third just to make sure, Cleveland gets the right, rewards back. Because Myles Garrett's a 2-time defensive player of the year, one of the best in the league, will go down as one of the best edges I think will ever play this game, although I think TJ should have overtaken him by now. But he says the Lions take Myles Garrett, the Browns get 3 first-round picks, a second-round pick, and Jahmyr Gibbs.
What?
Yeah, I said, what is he on? What type of 14 grams of crack are you on?
Nope. Like,
what fantasy world is he living in? Like, is that his own dynasty or something on Madden? I'm confused.
First off, if you had said Elijah Moore, if you had said David Njoku, if you had said I don't know, it's like Carlton Davis, fine. But 3 first-round picks and a second. I'm like, what is it, the Trey Lance trade?
Yeah.
He can't actually be serious about that. I think he's just doing that to get attention or something. There's no way you actually believe that's what a team should give up for Myles Garrett. That's
professional.
He was doubling down.
I don't know.
Like there's
about that, bro.
And the comments were like, there's a reason he's no longer in the front office because he used to be a GM for, I think, the Dolphins.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right about that. I forgot about that part.
Years back. Years back. I mean, years back.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay. What was he the GM of the Dolphins for? It was I think it was pre-2010. Oh, I'm stupid. I
don't want him as my GM.
I wouldn't either. He was executive vice president of football operations for the Dolphins from 15 to 18. And he was a GM of the Jets from 06 to 2012. So no wonder they sucked for so long. Like good.
I would love to see some of the moves he made while he was there. Just so
right.
I'd give you like a first and maybe like a second and a player for Myles Garrett. I think that's fair. I think the first is fair. Even like a first and Myles Garrett is fair. Like
that. The first and a second is more than enough.
More than fair. Yeah. That's like I'm being really nice to you because I should really offer you like a conditional third.
Yeah.
Realistically.
Yeah.
Or do that a first, or do like a first, a conditional second for like Myles and a third. Because now you could, because that could turn into 2 first-round picks if he makes a Pro Bowl, if he's in conversation for Defensive Player of the Year, and if the Lions make the NFC Championship, then that becomes a first.
Would you do that if we were the ones trading for him? Would you like that trade?
The one Tannebaum?
Well, yeah, for Myles Garrett, yes, absolutely. Yeah. We don't have to give up any of our defensive players too. Absolutely.
I don't think so.
You wouldn't do a first? You wouldn't do it for Myles Garrett?
I'm with you.
It's not even just me. Adam Peters wouldn't do it. Let's just be realistic.
He's not going to do that. He'd rather develop guys. They already said that, and they're pretty big on like, we want to develop our own talent. Yes, we know we can go spend, but it's better to just get guys. And he's shown that. Look at Fred Warner. Look at all those type of guys that just came in while he was in the front office, and they really spent the time to invest and develop him. So I can see
that's a strong point of this front office.
Big time. Yeah. I mean, look at Johnny Newton with his first career sack that they tried to take away from him.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad we got a good team.
Credited him. Yeah, man. He deserved it. I'm so happy for Johnny Newton. He had 7 pressures last week, dude. Like, what?
Yeah, 7 pressures, a fumble. I think he had a fumble recovery. He had a sack. Like what was like 30%? He was like a 30% pass rush rate, like a 90% on PFF.
Yeah, I think it was like 95 or something on
95.
PFF.
It was 95.9 on PFF. Yeah, he balled out, bro. Balled out.
Yeah, it was good.
He was balling in Burgundy.
Hey, man. Gotta play on words. Got to keep it going. Come on now. Come on now. You love to see it too.
Do you guys realize that if we start 7-2, be the first time since '96?
Wow,
dude. For first time in our lifetime, because 97, we weren't at 96, 97, not even a twinkle in the father's eye.
Mm-mm.
Oh wow, wow. See, 90
Yeah.
in '96, I was 5.
I was 5 in '96.
That's crazy to think about that.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
man.
Haven't seen it yet.
Never
Yeah.
seen it. It's been a while since we've seen a winning record here in DC. So I'll take 7-2 where we can get it.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, because even in the RG3 years, like our record was a little shaky, even though we got it together.
Mhm.
But we won a
Close
lot of
game.
games, but we went through some rough times too, even in those seasons. So
Yeah.
this year,
Yeah.
great.
I think we were 13-3 the year we made the first round of the playoffs. He gets injured, and it was like 3-13, 5-12, 6-7, 7-10. Like it. We
Bro,
I don't.
the year we went to, you're talking about RG3 year?
Yeah,
We won 10 games that year.
10 games. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it was double digit. I was like
We
13
haven't
seems
seen
high.
we haven't seen 13 since 91.
There we go.
Wow.
Yeah.
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 Could happen this year.
Yeah.
That's
Possible.
what
Hey,
I believe that this is the year that we could win 13 games. I've been saying, I was like,
Yeah.
as we keep going through, I said, I think this is the year, man. I was telling myself that. I think this is the year we can win
Mhm.
13 games. I mean, when you look at the
It
schedule,
really can.
these next 4 weeks, though, are critical for us because, we
Yep.
have 3
Yep.
division opponents and we have
Yep.
Pittsburgh coming in town. They may be 7-2. We'll both be 7-2 by next week. I mean,
Mhm.
dude, I'm not trying to look ahead, but man, that's going to be a huge game. So it's going to be critical. We're going to be tested. And you already know it's tough in the NFC East. It's never
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
I don't care who's bad or what. I mean, we did it too. We knocked off Philly when they were undefeated. So
Mhm.
Mhm.
it can happen. It can happen any week, especially
Yeah.
within our
Oh, yeah.
division.
It can happen. Even if think about this, even if we only won 4 more games the rest of the year, we'd have 11-win season.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Crazy to
That's
think about. That's
crazy to think
crazy to
about.
It's
think about.
and probably win the division at 11 wins too. I think this year whoever
Oh,
has more
easy.
than 9 wins has a division because Dallas, Lord have mercy, the Eagles are making
Well,
their way up and the Giants are just midgets.
Well, remember, it's not the wins. It's what we do within our division.
That too.
We have to
Yeah.
Yeah.
beat our division teams. We could beat
Mhm.
anyone
Yep.
outside of it. We have to beat our division teams. So it's
Yep.
very critical because we only played one division game thus far. So
Yeah.
considering our record the way it is, it actually, I mean, that's why I said these next 4 games, it's
Yeah.
critical. We
Yep.
need to beat them.
We do.
Especially Philly.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it with a
Philly would be a
smile
big one.
because I'm so
Mhm.
confident. Like I really am. I've never been more
Mhm.
confident in my life that we could actually walk into a division game. Normally I talk my mess, but in the back of my mind, I'm just like, I don't know if we can win this one, guys. We got Patrick Ramsey at quarterback. Oh,
Hey.
no.
That's a name. That's a name.
That's a super throwback.
Man.
Bro,
Talk.
no, sincerely, we've never had great offenses outside of the few years with Gruden and Shanahan.
Yeah.
Outside of that, we've been a defensive driven team. Like we've
Mhm.
always been a top 5, top 10 defense for a lot of years. And I
Yeah.
had to really go back. I was like, man, because even when you look back at the statistics, like our offensive statistics, like what you just mentioned, John Kime, like what? We haven't finished top 10 in offense and defense since 91 either.
Yeah.
Huh?
Crazy to think that.
This is crazy. It's
Pre
crazy.
Dan era.
Dude, everything pre-Dan. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm so glad we're out of the Dan Snyder era.
Mhm.
And I just want
Mhm.
everyone to please. Let's not have deja vu. Let's
Mm-mm.
not think about the old times. We're in new times. We're in a new regime. Everything is gone with the old and we are in with the new. And
Yep.
baby, does it feel good?
Oh, so good. So good. I mean, the uniforms could use some updates, but these uniforms now mean something. That black jersey
Yeah, that black jersey
means
means a lot.
Mhm.
something. The burgundy means something once again.
Yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
and you love to see it. Speaking of meaning something, this conversation loves to be thrown around on First Take, on Get Up, on Pat McAfee, on Nightcap, on Twitter. Should Jayden Daniels be considered an MVP consideration as we're midway through the season? And if no, who's your MVP?
I'll let you guys go first.
Andrew?
Short answer, not yet.
Okay.
But long answer, he could get there. He's been amazing, but he's still nowhere up to Lamar and Josh Allen level for me. I
Yeah.
think I'd say even Jared Goff is above him for me. I think he could be top 5, but he's not really competing with Lamar and Josh.
Yeah.
He's amazing. If he keeps it up or even picks it up a little bit, I could see him being in top 3 conversation. Um, but I just need to see a little bit more from him to actually say he could fight for MVP. I think he's got offensive rookie of the year locked down. I don't see Malik Neighbors taking that from him, but MVP is a big one. So it takes a lot to be up there with Lamar and Josh, but I'd love to see it the next couple weeks.
Yeah, I think I err on a similar note. I feel like yes, if we make the playoffs, like if Jayden Daniels takes this team and we end up making it and we only lose, let's say we don't lose any more games, something
Yeah.
like that happens, for sure, give it to him.
Yeah.
But as of now, I definitely think he's in the conversation, top 5 for sure, because there's some good quarterback play going on. Even Kirk Cousins is balling right now,
Yeah.
you know. So there's definitely some really, really good quarterback play, but Jayden is just like he's doing things that to me are just so indicative that he's the reason we're doing well right now. Like he's just
He
making
is.
these
Yeah.
plays that we've never seen before. And I think if he continues to do that, even if we don't win as many games, he might definitely be in that conversation.
So my answer is he's definitely in the conversation. The
Okay.
reason being, okay, let's look at the definition of an MVP, most valuable player. When Jayden was not on, if Jayden wasn't on that field, okay, we would not be winning as many games that we're winning right now. He's able to turn around the entire franchise. Veteran leadership believes in him, stands by him, okay? Now, I tell you this, it's bigger than playoffs. I believe if he takes us to a 13, 14 win season, he should win MVP just because of the fact that we've never seen this before. Like we've our franchise that's come out of the gutter. And Lamar already won 2 of them. Why can't
Yeah.
JD just go ahead and get one?
Yeah.
Like don't get me
He's
wrong.
still
Like
playing well.
Lamar's is playing out of his mind right now. He's playing out of his mind, and I absolutely and still, if you were to turn in the cards today, Lamar's MVP. But the way if the entire season plays out and JD improves week to week, just like how he just had his first 300-yard game. If he keeps doing this and he keeps improving week to week, dude, you got to give it to him. We're winning, and Jayden Daniels keeps putting out dog. I mean, bro, like it makes too much sense. You got to give him the MVP. That's how. Listen, I know I'm a fan. I know I'm just a fan here, and it's coming from a little bit of a fandom place, from a place of fandom. But I just feel naturally he would deserve that. He just deserves that, and why not, man? Like,
Yeah.
dude, come on, man. Like,
Come
so
on.
it all depends on how we end the season. So I give
Yeah.
you that. If we were to
I like
start today, I'll go with Lamar.
I like the point you make that it's not all stats and numbers. Like it's the value that he brings to the team. And we see that from last year's offense compared to this team's offense. But my only question would be CJ Stroud. Like, should he have gotten MVP last year if that was the case? Because he's sort of the same story
He was in the
as Jayden this
conversation
year.
for like half the year.
He was.
It's true.
Yeah.
He
It's
was
true.
in a conversation. CJ Stroud was in a conversation, but he didn't do enough. They only won 10 games.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
if CJ Stroud won 13, 14 games,
Maybe.
Yeah.
you know, like, dude, I don't think we'll be numbers, but I mean, it's a possibility we could be hosting a home game. Like, those are the type of things I'm trying to think about. It's like, dude, if he takes us deep into the playoffs, if we host our
Yeah.
first home game, like if we are leading our division, we whoop on Dallas, we whoop on
Yeah.
the East. Like, we are clear favorites in the NFC East. Like, they're looking at us like, no, Washington's something up. Dan Quinn, coach of the year. Right now, he's coach of the year. Like, he's coach of the year. Cliff Kingsbury. I like every freaking coach on our coaching staff. We win 13 games. Every coach on our coaching staff, they need an award.
Yeah.
Like, down the board. I'm telling you, man. It's because I didn't believe that we could. I thought our ceiling was 10 games. I was going 7 to 10.
Yeah.
was like, I had low expectations coming into the season. I said, you know what? I know that we don't have superstars, guys. Like, we are a team, though. Like, we are legitimate a team. We're playing different from anyone else in the league because we're playing together. Everyone's fighting for one another. But we don't have superstars all over our field. We don't have prima donnas. We don't have any of that. We don't deal with there's no drama within our locker room. We're not seeing any of that stuff. So that alone is like, man, all eyes are on Washington. Like, the media pundit, they're looking at us right now because they see something, deeper than what we see, even as a fan base. Because you got to remember, we are a fan base, right? We're it's coming from a fan's lens. You got to think about the outside. Like, how are the outside perspective looking at? Dude, we're the media darlings right now. Like, if this continues, JD for sure should be in that MVP conversation. But like, as I said, it's hard to take it from Lamar, but he already won 2. Oh, come on, man. Let's just get 1.
Yeah.
Good point.
See, I think he should be in the conversation. Right now, should be in probably his top 5. Based on ESPN betting odds, there's on first 6. So Josh Allen's in first place at plus 300. Then it's Lamar, Patrick Mahomes, Jared Goff, Jayden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, and Brock Purdy. Mahomes should not be in the conversation, but he's undefeated. But he's Superman. Apparently, this season is kryptonite. Apparently, he doesn't know how to throw touchdowns. Like 7 and 8 is his ratio. But like Goff, I think Goff has been playing MVP football. Josh Allen's been playing MVP. I think MVP for the long time has been the most valuable quarterback award. MVQ is not most valuable player. That's the case. Tyreek Hill should have won it. Christian McCaffrey should have won it last year. He was my vote. Derrick Henry would have won it 3 years ago when he was on pace or went over 2,000 yards. But I think if season ender right now, I don't think Lamar gets it because he has another MVP candidate in King Henry on his own team. I think they would go Josh.
I don't know. I'll let you.
I think they would go. I have Josh Allen 1. He has 11 touchdowns, only 1 interception, over I think 1,300 passing yards. He's not turning the ball over at all. He's doing this without a true number 1 wide receiver. You trade for Amari Cooper, so he just becomes your 1. You have Keon Coleman, you have Khalil Shakir, you have Curtis Samuel, great tight ends. James was playing out of his mind. Then I would go 2. I would go Jared Goff at 2. I would go. I think I would take.
Wow.
As a full team, I would take him over Lamar because they couldn't beat the Browns. But Kyle Hamilton doesn't know how to catch. Yeah, he had Butterfingers. What's your point? Every team we've had like 3 interceptions dropped this year. They couldn't beat them. They were toe to toe with us, and they obviously pulled away. But they've been a little rocky these past few games, even before us. So I would take the Lions, and the Lions shit on the Cowgirls. You love to see it.
Yeah,
and they're supposed to have one of the best defenses in the league. Well, guess what? When you can score on offense, defense, special teams, and your O-line is getting touchdown passes, you think you know how to do things. Then I would take Lamar and then I would do Lamar at 3. I have Lamar at 3. I would probably go Jayden 4. Jayden at 4. And honestly, I would take Henry at 5. Derrick Henry at 5. I would take Jalen Hurts at 6. Pat Mahomes at 7, and Sam Darnold at 8. I think Darnold should get some love.
Did you say Jalen Hurts?
I would have Hurts like 7.
He's in the conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But I just feel like he is elevated by his team. That's all I'm saying.
I was going to say a lot of that 5-2 success is coming from Saquon really being a threat in there.
Right.
Saquon Barkley.
AJ Brown and Devontae Smith.
Come on,
offensive line.
He has all-stars around him.
For sure.
So the fact that I'm not doing a comparison with JD. We know there's no comparison, between the two. But I'm just giving a cross comparison where it's like I just feel like he's elevated way more with way more talent than most quarterbacks throughout the entire league. Because Josh Allen is playing with nothing right now. Outside until he got Amari Cooper back. I mean, when he lost,
but even then.
Yeah, even then, like you're right. Even then, like he still doesn't, he doesn't have the talent like the Philadelphia Eagles has and Jalen Hurts has behind him. So I just see that, man. I just think that I think that Jalen, yes, he's a top. I could give a top 15. I'd probably say top 20 quarterback. That's just my opinion.
Fair. If I'm gonna be honest, if Jayden Daniels was the Eagles quarterback, they would be undefeated, and Jayden would be the number 1 leader in MVP conversations.
Switch the team. Switch the team, and then you'll see. Come on, man. And one of the main things I kept thinking about, I was like, wow. I was like, coming out of college, where he was at LSU, a lot of people were saying JD was elevated by Brian Thomas Jr. and Malik
Malik
Neighbors.
Neighbors.
And they were just saying like, oh, that's how he was, he was so good and he got the Heisman Trophy
Mm-hmm.
because I think that they elevated each other. I feel
Mhm.
like they
Yeah.
both played, elevated each other's game, but it also shows to, if you surround JD with talent, he's going
Mm-hmm.
to go off. Like it's no
Mhm.
question.
Yeah.
Just let him get some more another talent at receiver. I'm telling you, our offense is going to elevate immensely. So
Mm-hmm.
I just look forward to it. I look forward to AP. Do you guys? Can we talk about the trade deadline? Do
Hey,
you guys think that
it's
we're gonna?
coming.
Yeah,
It's
what's
coming,
like a
man.
week
November
away?
5th is
November
coming.
5th.
November
Yeah,
5th.
man.
When
Yeah.
yeah, when this comes out, either later, probably later tonight as we recording this, it's Friday. We got 4 days, T-minus 96 hours, probably like 85 hours and counting. Is the official end of the trade deadline. So Devontae Adams has been traded. Mark Cooper's been traded. Um, I'm missing Deontay Johnson was traded to the Ravens. That was
Mhm.
I think that was yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yep.
Who
Andre
we
Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins, thank you to the
Yeah, I know.
Chiefs.
So much
Like
of the pick of the litter has been traded away.
exactly.
Yeah,
But
that's who I
do
wanted. I wanted Deontay. We talked about that online. Remember? We definitely did. So I
mm-hmm,
wanted Deontay bad, man. I was like, oh, that's perfect. It was reasonable trade value that we didn't have to give up a whole lot. And I was like, okay,
exactly.
it'd have been perfect. But
Hell,
yeah.
hell, I would have swapped like Deontay for Diami in a sixth. Like y'all can have Diami.
All
Easy.
day. Take
Like
Even
come
him.
though I
on
like
now.
Diami, I
Mr.
still think
Netflix
there's
on.
see, I feel like there's layers, so many layers in our offense though, that like some of these guys that are no name, I feel like this coaching staff is kind of saving guys almost for the latter half of the season. I think like as the season progresses, that's when we're gonna start to see more of the Luke, more of the Ben Sinnott, heck, even John Bates, honestly.
Hey,
I think you're gonna start guys like that get more touches where they're building in those wrinkles. Cause I just feel like it almost feels very intentional that they're not getting as many touches, or that's JD5 being a rookie, right? He's
right.
not always looking for Luke, even though Luke is always open because he's thinking
Mhm.
about other things. He's navigating, he's looking for that big play.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
It'll be interesting because we've been connected to Greg Newsome, to Denzel Ward, to Jonathan Jones. The
Hmm.
Panthers aren't moving on from J.C. Horn. I think at this rate, it ain't happening unless they get like, oh, we'll give you a second for J.C. Oh, we'll give you a first for J.C. and a third. I don't think they're moving on from him. Um, I don't think the Browns are going to move on from Myles Garrett. I don't think the Bengals are going to move on from Trey Hendrickson. Um, but like I could see I would do a third for Greg Newsome and like a fifth. I do it because I think you've either got to take his contract or you've got to pay him next year anyways. So it's kind of the Chase Young of you got to pay him regardless. This is your rental policy.
Mhm.
I just don't see us giving up that much draft capital. I just
No.
I, I just know with AP, he's just not gonna do it. And that's the
Yeah.
reason why, as much as I would love T. Higgins right now, I just don't think that we're gonna do it because he's gonna be a free agent next year.
Exactly.
So unless we're gonna give him next to nothing, and we know they're not gonna give him up for next to nothing, especially with them still trying to fight to be in the playoffs. They
Exactly.
still have a fighting chance. So with that being said, I just don't think I don't know if we're gonna make a big splash play on offense as much as I would love it. I just think the pick of the litter just isn't there. So I do believe we're gonna go after an edge or a corner. I would love to get our guy that used to play up the street. Okay, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Smith himself. All right,
Zadarius
so
Smith.
exactly. I would love to bring him in. I think he's the perfect. I think he fits our culture.
Yep.
I know him. I actually know him personally. He's a
Hey.
good person. So, and I feel like he fits what we need. Okay, so yeah. With that being said, man, I would love to get an edge. I would like for us to get an edge.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Hey. I wouldn't hate it. I just think it's like you said, it's capital of what we want to give up. And
Yeah,
unless they're gonna say, hey, we'll give you Jonathan Jones for a sixth, we'll give you Greg and Newsome for a fourth. I'd be like, I'd do it.
do it all day. If that's
Mhm.
the case, do it.
I'd do it.
Jonathan or Greg Newsome, if it makes sense, we're gonna do it. First of all, AP's a fleecer. He's a
Uh-huh.
fleecer.
Yep.
Okay, so you already know he's not gonna do anything that's not gonna make sense for
Mm-mm.
business. We know we saw him live at draft day. You've seen what we got for Jahan
On
Dotson.
Dotson.
Okay. So
That's the
Mr.
height of a
Three.
lifetime. Remember that Rick and Morty episode? I don't know if you all like stuff like that, but Rick and Morty had that one heist episode where it was like,
I
"So you
know.
son of a bitch, I'm in." That's AP all the time. Like,
Yep. I mean, hey, a third and 2 7s for Jahan. If that was like interesting trade now, look, I'm like, I mean, behold, like the 10th pick in the third round. So realistically, we're looking pretty set on the
Right.
draft.
Yeah, we are, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, we are.
man. But I'm not complaining. But yeah, 96 hours until trade deadline. Before we wrap things up here, because we've been on for a lot longer than I was anticipating. So my bad on time management. That's that one's on me. But Andrew, you know where I'm going with this. I kind of prepared the fellas off stream, but our bread and butter when it's not mock draft season is our score prediction time. What are we thinking going into this draft? I'll start with Reb first.
going into this game, counting in the Giants' tough front seven, I'll give it 27-18 Commanders.
Okay. I like that. I like that. About a 9 point spread. 9 point spread. I like that. Kenny, what you thinking?
I'm thinking it's gonna be 24-14.
Okay.
Yep.
All righty. I like that. I like that. Andrew, what are you thinking?
These are pretty close to what I'm thinking. My number is 28-14. I think our offense is going to do well. We're going to fix our red zone errors, clean up the penalties, score some more points this time. And I don't see them having a lot of points on us. I think we'll hold them pretty tight.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I was in the chat with Rio and Josh, and I was saying some different scores because Dane Dimes hasn't thrown a touchdown in MetLife in like a year and like what was 600 and something days.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, like 2 years.
That's crazy.
It's like Aaron Rodgers has done more, Zach Wilson has thrown more, and hockey players have scored more in MetLife than Danny Dimes. So I gotta find the stat or the Twitter post or whatever with the graphic that shows like, oh yeah, Dane Dimes has thrown 3 in the past 2 years. Aaron Rodgers or Zach Jets 4. Hockey players like 7. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
though, we're good at breaking streaks, so
we are.
You never know. Yep.
Yeah.
I just don't think they're gonna score, man. Without and they lost Andrew Thomas, he's out for the season. And
which
then
is rough.
I mean, no kicker, third kicker, punter. Maybe they'll be going for it on 4. We're gonna control. I believe we can control the clock. I just pray we have B-Rob. We have B-Rob. Oh yeah, we're definitely controlling that clock.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
We did it last time. We did it last time. Like we just didn't convert. That was it.
I think we convert these. I'm gonna go with somewhat of a hot take. Josh and Rio and I was in the chat talking about this. I think this could be a 5 touchdown game for us. I'm gonna
TD game?
5 TD game. I went one with Terry. I went 1 with Zach. I went 1 B-Rob. I went 2 Jayden Rush. So I'm gonna go 30. I'm gonna go 35-17.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
I like it.
I'm going
like
high. I'm going high. Might be Snoop Dogg loves a high with this score line, but we'll figure it out.
Listen, reach for the stars. Reach for the moon, land in the stars, they say.
Hey, or was shoot for the stars? You might crash on the moon on your way there. I don't know what to tell you.
I'll double click on the boldness and say 2 touchdowns for Terry McLaurin.
Ooh,
regardless of what happens, I see that. I just feel like that New York pass defense doesn't scare me. Their front 7 is what's scary.
The number 6 in passing yards
are not, and I think Terry owes Deontay Banks one, and I think that the way they're playing right now,
that's true.
Terry might just, when Terry wants to have a chip on his shoulders, he's gonna come out and ball. So I could see Terry going back to back 100+ yards and 2 touchdowns.
I like that.
I could see it. We need it. He hasn't had a multiple score touchdown game since I think. Oh, they were talking about. I think the Rams game like last year or 2 years ago. Like it's been a while since he's had a multiple score. He had the one against Miami his rookie year. He had the one against Atlanta in like 2020. And then I think the Rams game like 2 years ago was the last time he had double-digit scores or two score games. So
That's
we got to.
All I
Hey.
know, Jayden Daniels going to rack up another
Amen.
Pepsi Rookie of the Week award.
Hey, man, man is on his
Love it.
6th in
Dude,
8
it's
weeks.
It's off those
Man.
Bears fans.
They're crashing out so hard
They
right now.
crash it out, bro.
They're crashing out so hard.
Yo, the memes are out of control. Like, we're not even thinking about them. The only reason why we thought about them is because they played us. Like, literally leading up to that game, we did not think about them. And now I've been watching the memes. It's out of control. Twitter is on fire. Like, they are crashing out.
It's the best thing ever.
Dude. Well, how does it feel to be on the? I don't even think it's the other side because we've never as a fan base we don't do that. I don't even know where it comes from.
We weren't crashing out like that.
We were just
like
out.
We were sad, but we weren't crash outs.
We've never been good enough to do that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. That's facts. But we'll start wrapping things up, fellas. I said it earlier, but what is going on next for OTF? What y'all cooking up?
Man, just continuing to bring out more and more content. We really have been enjoying being at the games and talking to people. So we're going to continue to do more of that. Any opportunity that we can get to be at home games, we'll definitely do that. And just trying to find ways to continue to connect with our community, people like you all, and just keep growing this thing and having fun.
For sure, man. This is a passion of ours, man. Our whole motto is like literally giving it from a fan's perspective. So everything is through a fan's lens and giving a voice, to Commander Nation. So our whole thing is we're building it brick by brick, and we just started, man. But we are happy with just the way the community has we're really, really surprised by the ongoing outpour and love that the Washington community has just given to us. We've been fans for life, but at the same time, when you jump into a new space where it's like, of the content creation space and the YouTube space, you don't know, it's uncharted territory. But the type of love that's been received and the ongoing love and the outpour is just, we really, truly appreciate it, to say the least, man.
Sure.
So that's it.
Man.
So just stay tuned. Stay tuned for more. We're going to have a lot coming to you.
Hey, man. Y'all been doing some good work. I would suggest doing some vlogs when you go to home games, because those things will rack us some views like hotcakes. I've seen it happen. So y'all, just more content. Consistency is key, but y'all doing some good work. Keep it up. If y'all haven't already, hit the subscribe button on OTF. They're at 71 right now. Get them to 100. Get them to 250. Get them to 500. Just keep it going. Keep this train going. Hey, man.
Ballin and Burgundy to 500 as well, y'all. So
let's go. Yeah.
Hey, man.
Because of us, make sure you subscribe to their page as well. Let's get them to 500. Let's keep this community effort going.
Yeah, man.
Come on, man. We're winning now.
Hey, man.
Ongoing support, baby. Like it's
free to subscribe.
It's free. It's free. It takes 2 minutes of your time. Go follow all the social medias, whether it's at Ballin and Burgundy Podcast on all of these, at BIB Podcast, at the OTF Podcast on Twitter, on Instagram, or whether it's at their respective Instagrams. Down links in the description. Go follow them. Go follow us. Man, winning records gives us just more energy, and you love to see it. You see more content creators. You see more fans popping out the woodworks. You see, like, I'll go through class and be like, is that a Redskins hoodie on? Oh, my God. Like, they just pop out of nowhere, and you love to see it.
It's even weird seeing them out here in the West Coast. I'm not used to that.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, they're showing up. Yeah.
Hey, man.
That's awesome.
Love it. Awesome.
Hey, man. You love to see it. But let's hope for 7-2. Let's hope to turn these Giants into some short people, hobbit looking motherfuckers. Let's hope for another JD5 Rookie of the Week. And let's just keep this train going, whether it's subscribing to BIB, whether it's subscribing to OTF, whether it's subscribing to all of our sponsors, to Rio, to Corey, to Tone, to Washington on the Daily. Man, let's just keep this thing going. Let's head into Sunday at 1:00, MetLife Stadium. Whether it's I think it's on CBS. If it's not, it's going to be on Fox, but it'll most likely be on CBS. Let's tune in. Let's stay hot. Let's take down the Giants. Let's raise hail, and don't forget to stay ballin'. We'll see y'all out there.
Go.